Hello, welcome to Our Kind of Homesteading. We're your hosts, Sherry.
And Shauna.
And I guess today we're chatting about
She guesses.
the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Of homesteading.
Yeah.
In general. Not
life in general.
I mean, we could talk about that too.
We could. I mean, I guess it probably will be a little bit about that, actually.
Yeah. It will
Yeah, I
encompass
mean,
it all.
It's my life for sure, you know?
Right.
And yours.
And I'm sure yours. So I feel like when people talk about like the ugly or the bad side of homesteading, everybody like talks about like, you know, deaths or like, and we even have done an episode about like the shitty part where it's just like, you know, kind of where like having bad years if you're like breeding things and stuff like that.
And not that that's not an ugly part of homesteading, because it most definitely is. You know, it's just like
oh, there's some babies in the background.
Babies in the background. Very sorry.
Mama.
Yeah, so not that is not
Take the screaming child away. We love you.
Yeah, she's
love,
mad.
Love. She's very mad. She loves the microphones. She just loves them. She wants to be a
Speaking
podcaster.
Of ugly. That's not a pretty noise. And that phase in babyhood where they're just like, I want what I want right now. Oh, I'm not going to get it? Well, I'm going to scream like a fucking banshee.
I don't think I grew out of that one.
I mean, I don't scream like a banshee anymore. I
can and I will.
I just get really, really mean. Really mean.
Potato.
Yeah. No, it's not potato. I don't know. That wasn't her being mean. That's her just being a brat, you know? We love her dearly. Yes. All our kids are brats. I say that with the utmost love.
It's an endearing term in this household.
Yeah.
But anyway, but I feel like a lot of people don't talk about the bad side, meaning like just kind of feeling like that worn out, like you're always like, because like the go of it, and as much as it can be like the good side too, but just on certain days or you just kind of feel very overwhelmed.
It's just like the consistency. I would it's almost akin to like parenting, right? Like it can be very overwhelming, but it's also exceedingly rewarding. And
double-edged
but
sword.
there's days when it just fucking sucks and you're tired. You had a bad night probably with your kids, and like I did last night, and and you don't want to get up and milk the goats or go out and feed and do all the other things that have to be done, and you go out and this goat's out and this fence needs repaired, and it's just one thing after the next. And that's actually how I've been feeling lately. That's funny. Yeah, I've been feeling that lately. Just, like
overwhelmed.
Yeah, just overwhelmed. And we have like 4 goats right now that are like little escape artists, and I could just literally kill them. I'm not going to kill them, but I have been very close to telling my husband that he could just like turn them into carnitas and you can just eat them, because
that's very mean. And
we don't eat any animals like that. But like and it's so frustrating. And this one baby goat, she gets out of the pen, her pen that she's in, by the barn, bottom area of the property, and then she runs her little fat ass up to the other pen, and then gets in. I don't know if she like grows wings or she can fly. I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea how she's getting into the pen.
Maybe she can jump really, really high.
There is no fucking way her legs are this short. Like, she is such a fat little meatball. There's no way she's jumping. I mean, 100%. That's just not possible. She gets into this pen somehow, and nurses takes all the milk from one of my does, who's not even her real mom, by the way.
She's greedy.
Not her real mom. And the doe just stands there and lets her suck. She's as big as the doe. I'm just like, calm down, Sherry. Don't jump in the pen yet to retrieve the goat, because you're probably going to strangle her. You have to like walk away and take deep breaths. So that's what we're talking about. It's like just feeling overwhelmed, feeling like, what the fuck? Like, why can't it just go the way it's supposed to go? Or the way
like strangling a goat. You know what we're talking about.
It's so much more than that. There can be so much.
I also feel like there's days where you like just don't feel like a homesteader.
Like doing anything?
Not like doing anything, but you actually like at the end of the day, you're just like, you feel like because you have built yourself up, at least this is what I do.
Yeah, it's high expectations. Exactly.
That you set upon yourself, of course.
Yes,
but
of course.
Well,
it's not just setting upon yourself. It's things that you're on Instagram, you're on Facebook, right?
Yeah, people like expect stuff. But even before that.
There's examples that you're looking at these photos and stuff on Instagram and Facebook, and there's these gorgeous photos that are more than likely set up and totally fake probably. And, you're like, shit. that fucking person has it together. And it's like, that's just one tiny 5.5-second snapshot of their lives. They most likely do not have it together.
Well, even before that, like before all of this and stuff like that, there was just, because, you kind of live your life in a certain way. And then there's just certain days where you're just like, I don't feel like I did anything productive because you didn't get those things done. And that just feels shitty in and itself.
For
You know what I'm
sure.
saying?
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
of like you're overwhelmed or whatever, or you're just busy and you're just
Yeah.
like, and it's not just like a day. It could be a few days where you're just like, I haven't made any bread. Like I've done the bare minimum of being me. It's like I've milked.
What's funny
I fed
is
animals.
that most people
and that's it.
don't make bread and milk goats. You know what I mean? Like but just like
there's
so
like the things you have to do. Like I have to
Right.
milk every day. We have
well,
to feed our
right,
animals.
right.
I have to like water my garden or something.
My point is that I think our normal lives are what most people would call extraordinary. And like, you milk goats twice a day? How do you find the time for that? You feed animals this many times a day? How do you find the time for that? You do all this other stuff. It's like,
yeah,
I
talking
just
to
fucking
city
do.
people always make me feel better.
Yeah, right. It's very rewarding,
So
right?
if you're
They're
feeling,
just
so that's the point of this podcast. If you're feeling, or episode, sorry, if you're feeling like shit, go talk to somebody that lives in the city, because they will really boost
who
you up.
has no clue.
Because they'll be amazed with your life, and you'll be like, I am
That's
great.
right. I am amazing. No, it really is.
This literally just happened to me the other day.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, like I was.
No, I love
But
that.
like I know, but like
It's the highlight of my week.
but even like like you're just talking to like somebody new and
Yeah,
they're
no,
just
for
whatever
sure. Yeah.
and you just like I'm not even like because nobody knows what homesteading is, especially city people. You can't be like, I'm a homesteader. They'd be like, a what? You'd be like, and then you try to explain
You're
it,
right,
and they're
you're
like,
like,
they get
I
that
do.
glossy eyed, but like I randomly because I had brought eggs for somebody and she was like, do you have chickens? It's like, nope, I just bought these from the store and sold them. Like, yeah, I have chickens. But and I was like, yeah, and then of course, like, do you have land?
You
Like,
should have said, no, these were all laid by roosters. You should have said it. It's a golden opportunity. Opportunity missed.
Yeah. She would have been like, really?
I'm joking. That's an awful thing to say because I feel like, yeah, most of the time we have a lot of info that other people don't have. And then when you mislead them to something, but it's funny though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But-
So anyways, this lady was like in awe of your like daily
Well, like, and
life
I was like,
tasks.
yeah, I have chickens. And she's like, do you have property? And I was like, yeah, I was like, I just have 5 acres. And she's like, just 5 acres? It's always like a big deal. But 5
Right.
acres is like nothing to me, I was
Right.
like,
Yeah. I mean,
this is
yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I
But
need
of course,
more.
yeah.
Yeah.
But and then of course it got up. What other animals do you have? And blah blah
Of
blah.
course.
And then she just made me feel like a really great human.
You're like, well, that was absolutely amazing, and I thank you for your services.
It's like validation. Thank you. God, I was feeling like shit. You made me feel a lot better about my life.
And I'm going home to happily water my garden and milk my goats.
But it
Yeah,
can.
yeah,
So I feel
yeah.
like that part of it is like a lot of people don't talk about it, like that, just being overwhelmed as a homesteader, or even feeling not like a homesteader when you are, a lot of the times, or other people that are maybe off grid or homesteading, or your opinion is better than you, of like being like, I homestead better than this person because
maybe they just do things differently, or they have other skill, a different skill set from you, and and you get
they
that
can
sometimes.
be very judgmental.
Yeah, very judgmental and very like, well, you're not a homesteader unless you do it this way, and it's like that's
Which we've gotten that
that's
because we
not-
don't process any animals
right. We
on
don't,
our farms.
and because we're vegetarian.
Yeah, we're like, you're not
and
a real
vegan.
homesteader because you don't kill things on your property. And I was like,
And I'm like, well, if you look it up in the dictionary, it doesn't really say under homesteader that you have to process
Or,
meat, or
like-
eat it.
yeah, but like,
It's not a prerequisite.
but like, regardless, I feel like even if you, there's urban homesteading, there's so
no, and
it's such a
we
broad
have talked
term
about that
now.
before, and I feel like everyone should, if that's something that you want to go towards in your life, you want to be more sustainable for whatever reason, and let's say you can only have a garden. I mean, you definitely could consider yourself
Yeah,
homesteading,
there's some
right?
people that
It's
are
just like,
homesteaders that don't have any animals.
or really any property.
Yeah,
You don't have to have any of that, right? Because if you think about gardening, I mean, we're not just talking about watering some fucking plant. It's like, you take all those veggies, you usually have a surplus. You're making things like salsa and spaghetti sauce and jams. And it's like, I mean, that's all hard work. And that's what, at least that's what I consider homesteading. And so, yeah, it's a lot goes into gardening.
Right.
And it's a huge, commitment. Like,
yeah, just your garden.
I spend way more time in my garden than I do, for example, milking my goats.
Overall, yeah.
I have 4 goats that I milk twice a day, and each time it takes me maybe 15 minutes. I mean, I'm a very fast milker because I've been doing it fucking forever, but like, that's it. And I'm like, goodbye, goat, and back to my garden I go. Because there's just so much to do in it, Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's a very good point. Like, it doesn't matter what you do as far as what type of homesteader you are. Like, everyone's more or less, they're all homesteading,
True.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like the overwhelming part that doesn't, like, because a lot of people that even like watch the podcast or you guys follow on Instagram, like, we're not gonna show you pictures of us like laying on our couch with a house a mess and stuff like that.
I mean,
like,
if you want it, we could.
like, you're not gonna see that part.
I don't often sit on my couch. Actually, it's very weird. I was just thinking about it the other day. I never sit on my couch. It's
just
so
in
strange.
Ornaments in your living room?
No. My couch is for my kids and my dogs.
Your dogs.
My dogs and my kids. And I always have my gigantic dogs come in to take naps, and they take up most of my couch, and then the kids take up. But if I sit down, my kids are like, Mom is relaxing.
Oh, yeah.
And we must bother her. And
See,
now
like,
I need
I'm past that
so
point with
many
my children.
things. I don't, he's 6. He's 6. That's it. And it's not just him, by the way. Even like my 14-year-old, like she comes over. She doesn't usually like, Mom, get up. She's not like that.
When you said she for a second, and I was like, no, that you're talking about.
You're like, you don't have a 14-year-old she. I do. I know, it's weird.
It was really weird. My brain for a second was all like, wait, what?
She's a real teenager.
Yeah,
she's no longer
weird.
just a tween or a young teen. Anyways, even she will come over and I'm just trying to relax, and she's like, what emotional topic should we talk about? Like,
I
what
really
can
need to
I
get into this?
Yeah, let's talk, and let's really. I need your help with this thing, and not that I don't love to help my kids with things, but I never sit on my couch. So you will not get a picture of me on my couch. Shauna can send you photos of her on her couch. I can send you photos of me standing in my kitchen.
Or you want a picture of my sink completely full?
Like, just completely a mess?
No problem. It's probably right now, actually.
Yeah.
So I even did my dishes earlier, but it's probably still full.
Seriously.
Mom life. But so I feel like when people are getting into homesteading, they might feel discouraged for like listening to, we try to keep it really real on our podcast. And if you have been listening, you might get that feeling, or at least that's what a lot of people say. But you might get that.
And I hope we are, because that's what we strive to do.
But if you are just getting into homesteading and you're watching people's Instagram feeds or listening to podcasts and you're like, wow, this, like, everybody is so like amazing and perfect, and their houses
and productive, and they have it all, like, freaking, they got it all covered, and it just like, it's, I mean, I saw a greatest meme saying, like, internet's not real life. It's very, very true.
It's not. And like we said, we try to take pretty pictures for Instagram. Like, we literally put together shots and lighting,
but like we
filters
will just in the camera angle, and like Shauna will hold the camera up, or I will, and I'm like, no, there's shit in this frame, this side of the frame, move that shit. Okay, there's stuff, and then just in that camera frame is like a perfect photo.
But we literally have to just clean that spot that's about
that's what I'm saying,
a foot by foot
just
on the whatever we're taking.
That's real life.
I just did, if you guys follow us on Instagram, I just did a mallow tincture video the other day. And I usually make tinctures and stuff outside just because it's messy and, it's roots and dirt and blah, blah, blah. But like, I was like, I am going to take all, because like the view of like the camera, and it was like it was like perfect. And
nice.
I know. And I was just like, because like I put the camera on the table and it was just like looking out into the field. Like it was all like a fucking Little House on the Prairie. I was like, I could like go out and like spin in the field and sing a song. I wanted to put on one of those dresses with an apron. I was feeling it.
That is so like you're a fucking Little House on the Prairie over here.
Yeah, it was
doing
great.
Amazing things.
Yeah. Once in a while,
that is hysterical.
So hopefully, if you are just starting, don't be discouraged by
100%.
all of that mess, because we there definitely are days where I get the bare minimum done of like things I have to do, like beyond like feeding my children, like feeding the animals, milking the goats, and like bare minimum. I don't do anything. I'm not fucking crushing up herbs all day or some shit and making breads in the oven. Sometimes I'm just like, I took a shower. I got dressed.
Check.
I got the kids
Productivity
to their
at its
things,
best.
and I got home, and now we're having fucking quesadillas because I can't think of anything else to make for dinner. Like, so it's not all like, we're not always like, I love the days where I feel productive because as like a society, I feel like we that's how we like rate ourselves on how good we are, is how productive we've been through the day, which can be very horrible and very good, right? It can be both.
Yeah, again, it's a double-edged sword, but I mean, I don't know. I don't really have that. I don't have that. What you feel about the like productivity?
I definitely do, and I don't know why.
I just don't have it.
And my kids even like, because they're like, oh gosh, I was really productive today, like, and and I'm like, I want to be like, good job, but then I'm like, sometimes you can just chill. It's okay.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to be, your productivity doesn't mean you're an amazing person. Like, you're just an amazing person because you're a good person,
Right.
But like, it is a double-edged sword. Like, because I do like feeling productive. Like, I literally like it.
No, and I do like when I am able to make bread, I do like that, but like, I just can't even explain how busy I am with all the kids.
You have a lot of kids.
And like, I guess my productivity is like
keeping your kids alive.
Not just alive, but like, did I connect with all of them today?
Yeah.
And like, the connections for me with my kids are absolutely like a huge parenting like goal of mine. And if my 17-year-old Lorenzo, if he wants to come down, which he does, and talk to me at midnight, then we talk at midnight until 2 a.m. And that is a very common thing. It's very common. Even the girls, they're just like, Mom, we need to go to bed before 2. I'm like, Lorenz was down here. I don't know what you want me to do. Go to bed. I'll be there. Like, I don't. So anyways, I don't know. Yeah. But I do like when I'm like, oh, I made bread today and I did this today.
Feels good.
And it does definitely, But I feel like sometimes that can be it's not necessarily, you don't always have to be productive, and if,
and there's some days where you're not going to be. And
it's good
you shouldn't
to
feel like shit
know that
not,
going in. Yes, exactly. Like, don't like beat yourself up about it. You're good, right? Like, I definitely got shit done today. Kids are alive.
I fed them 3 times. Pat myself on the back. Winning.
It's just like, and like you said, it's not just like, here's some food, kids. It's like, no, like, okay, guys, let's go out. Let's do morning chores. Okay, guys. Okay, we're doing this food and this activity. Okay, guys, let's go out. We're doing nighttime chores. Okay, let's go do your freaking activity in between that.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know. It's just busy.
It is busy. And like you said, like I'm very much that way too. I like connecting with my children, and I like listening to them when they're talking to me. And some days I feel
100%.
like, not then they don't always want to sit down and like, they're still young, so they don't want to like have a conversation.
Right.
But it is nice when you like, I will 100% always make time for them regardless of what I'm doing.
Well, that's my point. And I'm like, if I wasn't able to make bread because Dea wanted to talk to me or Corelli was talking to me about, and it's nothing ever like momentous. I mean, I will literally have like a 30-minute conversation with Corelli about Roblox. That's what she wants to talk about. Yeah. So that's what we talk about.
That with Ronan, but
yeah, and it's just like, and if I'm not able to do something like, oh shit, I wanted to make that I want to make that bread today, or shit, I wanted to make that whatever today. Like, it just
sometimes
doesn't get done.
Our like dinner depends on it. So like sometimes I'll just have like the kids will be like, come help me make this while we chat, because
you like have to get it done.
I have to get it done because
sure.
It's part of like, I'm like, okay, I need this whatever for dinner.
Right.
So like that kind of thing. And I do try to include the kids, but my kids are those ages. Like, your 6-year-old would probably be a little bit more difficult to do that. I guess it's getting easier now, but
I mean, he is a very difficult child.
Yeah.
We were at pizza earlier, my husband, because we didn't see him at all today, and he's like, I'm working tomorrow, like, when are you gonna be home? I'm like, I'm not gonna be home. And he's like, okay, well, meet me for pizza then, and we get pizza, and at least I can see you guys for a bit. And so we meet him, and there was this table next to us, and they had another little boy who was also 6, and I swear to God, he sounded exactly like Legend, like my 6-year-old, and I was like,
he did.
It's nice. It's good to know.
He was
it's
very
good
like,
to know.
No, I want it.
Yeah,
like,
and just like, oh, he's whining, and I have a problem, and it's
I have to talk at this level all the time. It's always yelling.
It was
Sherry's
so
like,
nice.
it's nice to know that mine's not the only one.
Right,
Speak
exactly.
Of the devil himself.
Speak of the devil.
But I was gonna say, you know what is kind of goes along with this is, so you know, obviously a long time ago, most people, unless you had like a shit ton of money, you were like farmers or homesteaders,
Right, exactly.
And then
doing your own stuff to be sustainable and grow your own food and stuff. Yeah.
And we have already talked about like where our family came from and stuff like that. And then a lot of people started moving to cities to be closer to jobs.
Right.
And so like suburban areas started popping up and stuff like that. And we kind of got away from a lot of like the homesteady stuff. And then I feel like just recently, I don't know how recent, but I feel like it's been almost more of a thing that, especially like since the pandemic, that people are kind of like flocking more to the countrysides, wanting to have gardens and be more sustainable. And I think COVID or the pandemic gave people a really huge wake up call at like they didn't have to always, because like that kind of like go like wake up, go to work, come home, have dinner, go to bed kind of thing. And you're in the city and you feel like you have to take a vacation at least twice a year to feel like you can catch your breath. And I feel like the pandemic really gave a lot of people like a wake up call, because
for sure. And not only that, but it's like, oh fuck, they fired me. And well, shit, what am I going to do? And if the thing is, if like, if you downsize and maybe one of you is at home to do the things at home, like the homesteady things, whatever you want to do, your garden and animals, whatever, then it's like, okay, well, we're not completely reliant upon this, like this one job. Like obviously money has to come in somehow, but like, I don't know. I feel like you're 100% right. I feel like it was a wake-up call for sure.
Wanted to get away from the city for multiple reasons.
Yes.
And then they realized like how amazing it is to like, not wake up next to buildings all the time, to feel like more like you're just you live on a vacation, even though you still might have to go to work and stuff. You get to come home to a beautiful area and stuff like that. I feel like more people kind of got, for whatever reason, like it literally like happened then. Like so many people, even on like all the social media and stuff, people are like, they started homesteading during the pandemic. Like, it was like a very huge movement, if you will.
Well, and it's funny because something else people started doing was homeschooling.
Yes.
Because they were kind of forced to, because a lot of the schools closed down and stuff. But I know a ton of parents who, like most parents I've talked to, they're staying with homeschool instead of putting their kids back in public school, even though they now have that choice. But they're like, no, we're gonna stick with homeschool because it's pretty freaking awesome. And they realize,
because you don't realize
because it was empowering, right? They were forced into it, and then they realized like, well, shit, I can do this, and I actually really like it,
Yeah.
So, and I feel like maybe the same thing with homesteading,
I feel like most of the parents I've talked to, like they are like, I don't know how you're still homeschooling, and I'm like, I always have done it. Like most of the parents are like, I had to get my kids like out of the house again, and I was like, I like being around my kids.
I like my kids. It's kind of why I had them. Yeah, it's funny. Different perspective, I suppose.
I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was gonna say something else and I forgot it now.
That's unfortunate.
It is. But so obviously there are a lot of good parts to like homesteading. It's why we have been doing it for so long. Like we don't just like it because we get to feed fresh veggies to our kids, and it's not like we're not feeding fresh veggies to our kids on a daily basis.
Oh no. And like, I mean, especially right now, I don't have anything for my garden yet. I mean, I have lettuce, but that's about freaking it. And
salads are great.
Even when my garden is going strong, it's like, I mean, no.
You still have to supplement.
I definitely have to still supplement. Our garden is just not big enough. Unfortunately, I mean, it's a huge garden, but I just don't have the space. We have just way too many people. And so we definitely still supplement. And so, yeah, that's another thing I think, again, a misconception is that, oh, you have a garden and you must eat out of it all year long and that's all you eat. And
I mean, that would be awesome.
That would be freaking amazing.
Freaking awesome. And we definitely try our bestest. But
yeah.
We and like it's not like our kids are only getting organic, fucking muffins that we made all day. Like, they definitely, like, and we've talked about that before. You've seen us like drink our Starbucks on here.
I mean, I just said we went to pizza earlier. So
we went to pizza.
Yeah, And I think that's another thing. I mean, if you do want to go like hardcore, like I'm a homesteader, my family's not eating anything unless we grow it or fucking raise it on our farm. I mean, more power to you. That's amazing. I do think that can ultimately, I do feel like that would lead to you being very overwhelmed
and burnt out.
Very burnt out. And that's another reason I don't do it. I'm a firm believer everything in life is about balance, whether that's how much sugar your fucking kids eat, how much TV time they get, how much whatever, organic stuff. Literally, it's anything. Just, it's all about balance. And so, yeah, I definitely wouldn't want to be like, okay, I could never be like an off-grid homesteader living up in, I don't even know what the fuck ever.
Alaska?
I would never live in the snow. That 100% would never happen.
Would never happen.
I hate the snow with a passion.
How many Starbucks do they have?
I want to look out the window with my warm cup of cocoa.
Cocoa? You don't drink cocoa.
I do when it's delicious and made with goat milk. And I want to look at the snow. I don't want to go in it. I'm going to take my kids up to the snow once a year, preferably at Casey's house, so I can sit in her house and my kids can play in the snow.
Same.
I sound like a crazy stuck-up bitch, but that's just how it is.
I mean, you sound like that anyways.
So whatever. I'm over it. I own it. I'm owning it.
No, for real. There are people that are super.
It's good to know yourself. Yes. I guess is what I'm saying.
And there's some people that's what makes them happy. Is
yes, and that's awesome.
Yeah, and you should do that. And that's
I mean, do whatever your calling is. Like whatever makes you happy. If you're like, no, I am that extreme person, or I'm going to be off grid, I'm going to do everything on my own, and we're hunting deer and we're raising this and we're gardening and that's amazing.
You should do it.
You should do that. But I would never do that. And I just know that I wouldn't be happy in that kind of situation.
Chicken.
See, they're going to know right away. Shauna's trying to trick all of you.
No, I'm not trying to trick anybody. Yeah, I'm just trying to have a secret thing that we say to like help each other, and you're ruining it. But it's fine. But you reminded me of my point.
Oh, good.
That I was going to say earlier. Yeah, thank you. So I think ultimately, don't take yourself too seriously.
Yes,
a great thing
you
to
had
live
said
by.
that before we started.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just in life in general. I mean, my God, I was just talking to my kids literally yesterday because one of my girls, Corelli, she's my 11-year-old, she can get really serious, and she's very aware of like fairness, and anyways, it can be a big thing. And I said like something to her. She was saying like crusty, dusty, musty, or into her phone. I don't know what she was talking about. Yeah, exactly. So I make a joke. I'm like, what are you talking about yourself back there? Obviously.
Savage. Savage.
I am totally that person. I'm always going to be joking.
Me too.
And
my filter doesn't work most of the time.
Yeah, exactly. And oh my God, it made her so mad. Like she genuinely, rest of the night, like silent treatment. And then it was like not so silent treatment. And then I was wishing it was silent treatment. You know, it was
Stop
bad.
hitting our backdrop. Everyone's going to think it's not a real barn door.
It's not a real barn door. We're clearly in a room.
Oh,
yes, we're outside right now.
Next to
no
barn,
breeze.
A beautiful barn. Anyways.
Yes, so my point is not taking yourself too seriously and being able to have a sense of humor about literally everything in life. You will be a happier person. Happier. I promise. Just laugh.
Well,
have a good time.
And especially with like with homesteading too. Like, you cannot take yourself or anything too seriously.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
Why would you want to? Like, that just makes
Oh, God, I know. It sounds awful.
It does. It really does. And anytime you meet somebody that just takes everything so seriously, you're just like, are you, like, going to have a heart attack tomorrow? Like,
seriously, you're like,
breathe, man.
Shit, dude.
Just
like,
breathe.
what the fuck?
It's all good. Like, it's just life.
And then you try to say a joke, and they're like, you're like,
tough room, tough crowd.
Okay, walking away slowly. Our family is pretty hardcore, like jokesters, and sometimes we can take it too far.
No. I mean, is it ever really too far?
Yeah, it can be. Yeah. It can be. And so, anyways, but it's a good rule to live by. And I feel like, I mean, if you have kids, definitely give them a good sense of humor. That's gonna be their best tool their whole entire life. That and their confidence, of course,
well,
right?
and you're gonna have, especially homesteading, you're gonna have shitty days where shit goes wrong, like Sherry's talking about.
100% you are.
And as much as
multiple of those, by the
you're
way,
going to
so many
feel-
of those.
and feeling overwhelmed and stuff.
Yeah.
But the more you can like laugh at yourself and laugh it off and be like, okay, well, I was a big fucktard, but like,
Yeah,
what do you want to
exactly.
do?
Exactly.
Can I say fucktard?
I mean, you just did. So
Twice.
apparently,
When I like said it, and I was like,
is that
is
correct?
appropriate?
Is that appropriate? She didn't mean that in any way of what you're thinking, I'm sure. Yeah. She just talks out of her ass. And just, she was talking earlier about no filter. That is like, that will be in Shauna's like tombstone. Like that's going to be part of your.
I don't want it to.
That's right. You want to be cremated. Well, whatever.
I'm going to be a tree.
Well, we'll carve it on your fucking tree then.
Yeah, carve it on my tree.
I want to be a tree.
No filter.
I want to be a tree too. Sounds grand.
Oh God, that was funny.
Yeah, Shauna, yeah, no filter. It's fine.
I can have a filter.
Our
at
dad
times.
also does not have a filter, and that's
doesn't.
where Shauna gets it from. Our mom neither. Okay. Last night we're watching a movie, and it's just a movie. It's just like it wasn't a bad, like inappropriate, nothing like that. Like just about, I don't even know what the fuck we were watching. Teenagers, I don't know. Funny, entertaining. So, anyways, they write the bullies in the school write. This is going to be a really bad word, so put your earplugs in. This is your warning. They write "suck it, cunt" on this boy's on this windshield. I just said it. I just said it. I've said that in Target before, so I can say it here.
Oh yes, yes. Sorry. Go finish your story, and then I'll get to mine.
Okay, so my mom, I don't know. She has like a very big disconnect, and she's like, my kids are right there, and dad and I are watching, and mom's watching. Mom's like, oh no, they did something to his car. And as the guy's walking over to his car, and then she's like, "Suck it, cunt." She's like,
why are you saying it out loud?
Why are you reading it to the entire room? My
kids are
6-year-old can't
perfectly-
read. Okay, he can't read yet, and that would be cool if he just never knew that phrase. And he looked at her grandma. He's like, "Suck it, cunt," and I was like, Mom,
Yes,
Mom,
that is
you and I are
awesome.
having a conversation later, and your now TV privileges are taken away from you. You must go in the other room.
Poor mom.
No, it was really fucking
That's
hysterical.
awesome.
It was so fucking funny. And of course, Dad's like totally making fun of her, and like, but then he says the phrase again,
You're
like he was mimicking her. I was like, stop, stop saying it. Okay, just stop. These are my parents. This is basically who I live with, by the way. Like, we live on the same property, and I'm like, oh my God. So what is your story?
I didn't really have a story. I was just, this sounds awful, but I was talking to my kids about that word.
I mean, I have no problem with kids knowing what swear words, what they
No,
stem from,
neither
what
do
they
I.
mean.
But I was
and
telling
like,
that-
they're
Okay.
just words.
Okay, so this might...
I mean, don't use them in a negative way
And
even
that's-
though I have at Target. See, I preach all the time, like, you don't use those words in a negative
Unless
way.
you're at Target and there's a cut in front of you, and then you can fucking use it, okay?
Use it. Just like your mom taught you.
I guess, don't be that.
I have a problem. I do have a problem. That's hysterical. Like,
So, but
unless
I was
you-
talking to the kids because,
Yeah.
okay, so I let my kids swear, and I know that sounds awful, but
No, I do
I don't
too.
fucking
We
care.
both do. Yeah,
so,
no,
so
don't care.
I swear a lot, and I'm like, as long as you're not calling like each other or like you're, for the most part, unless somebody's being
Yeah.
very disrespectful for you, you shouldn't be like, you're a fucking bitch. We don't call names like that, right?
Right. No.
Like
Yeah, no.
just to
Emphasize.
emphasize whatever you're talking about, make your story more colorful, if you will.
Yeah.
Like I don't have any problem with it, and I'm sure most of you are clutching your pearls right now. And I'm sorry. So
No, we're
but-
not sorry.
Clutch them a little
No,
tighter.
we're not. That's right.
Anyways, but I was like, for whatever reason, like I will send out like a string of swear words, especially if I get hurt or something. Like I'll like injure myself over here and be like, so many things come out of my mouth because I'm hurt, and it's an owie.
Son of a fucking bitch is her favorite. That's like her go-to phrase when she's hurt.
It's son of a fucking bitch, you fucking whore.
There we go.
That's what I say.
She's added on to it. Keeps
But
going. It's
besides
a
the point.
multiple.
So all
multiple
those
word
things are
phrase.
like fine, but like the C word, you know, for whatever reason, because it wasn't like a thing when we were younger.
I know.
Okay. So it's like, it's offensive to me. And I kind of get like why when I talk in general,
Oh
like
my
why people
God.
get offended, because like that word, like when somebody uses it, I'm like,
Like, oh my, did you
What?
guys use the C
you
word?
can't use that word like in Target.
That was me.
And it's just like weird, and like the kids are like, we're like, yeah, like I kind of see it, you know, like but this is the conversation I'm having with my children. They got it. They
They get there. Yeah, good perspective. Good perspective.
I don't know how we got on that subject.
I honestly don't like. Not that I don't mind that. I mean, I don't care either way. And yes, I will use it. I mean, I've never used that in front of my kids. Like when I said it to you in Target, it was quieter. I hope it was quieter. My voice does carry, though.
You said it to me?
Yes, I said it to you.
That's hilarious.
Remember I was
I
talking-
thought you were talking about somebody random. I'm offended.
No, I didn't call you that.
Oh,
Jesus.
I thought, what did I do?
Hey,
Like,
what's up, cunt?
I was like,
You're all, what could I have done?
did I took the last mango
That's
whatever
right.
tea
That's
from
right.
Starbucks.
That's right. And I'm like, you know what I'm about to
I
call
mean,
you.
I could see that
you
happening.
You know I'm
though.
about to call you.
I could see that.
No,
happening.
remember it was the one of the freaking cafe workers, and she was such a freaking bitch to the kids. They like grabbed a cookie, and she was like, "You broke that. You're gonna pay for that." And I was like,
Ew.
I'm fucking sorry. What? Like, and you know, like okay, that is, you want to get my hackles up? Like, say something nasty to one of my kids. It doesn't really have to be that nasty. Like, unless you're fucking smiling at them, like, and saying nice things, it's not gonna go well. And so
No, I do not
I
remember
told
that.
her off. I didn't call her a cunt to her face, but I told
Well,
her
look
off.
at you being a bigger person.
I can, you know,
You have a filter.
I do have a filter, but I
But
then came
behind
to
her
you,
that
and I
bitch's
was
back,
still
you're
so
like-
angry. And see, I get even more angry after the fact, almost. Like, I was so angry at the moment. I told her off. I didn't swear or anything. I was very
She's
eloquent.
a lady.
I am a lady. I can be a lady. Anyways, and then I hate that term. I hate that term, lady.
I know, me too.
I hate it. Anyways, and so, and then I went over to Shauna, and I was like, that little fucking cunt over there. And Shauna's all, whoa, we're in the Target Starbucks, so calm down, simmer down.
Like,
And I was
this
like,
is
I
my
will
safe
not simmer
place.
down. Shauna's like, the cunt word can't be in my safe place.
I'm trying to chill. Like,
With my Starbies, and you're ruining my vibe, sister, okay?
You are ruining my vibe.
Oh, God.
Oh,
So fucking
that's
funny.
great.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's hysterical. You thought I called you that. What?
I mean, I could see that though.
That's insane.
Like not out of anger. You just
Just to say it.
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
Oh, yeah. Well, just to say it. Like, hey, cunt, what's up? Like, hey. For sure. God, I hope kids aren't listening to this. Our
Okay,
kids are
see,
fine.
you should have made that clear. I was like, I would never call you that. Like, I was like, oh my God, why would I? She's like, no, not out of anger, just to say it. I was like, oh.
Well,
yeah,
yeah,
for sure. Okay,
yeah.
yeah, I
I've
get
done
that.
that.
Yeah,
I've done that.
yeah, for sure.
Okay, I don't know how we got on the subject. Of
Well, it was
Target
fun.
and-
I don't know, but that was great. It was good times. That was good times.
How many of you are you still listening?
They're like, and off. Holy shit, what's happening? It says,
For
you know,
those
I
of
always
you
check
that-
the box. I toggle the box on our podcast that says explicit language. Yes. So you were warned, you know.
For those
You
of
were
you that are
warned.
still with us.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks. Thanks for being here, supporting our swearing.
But anyway, so to wrap up our
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was mainly because we have been thinking, not just being overwhelmed, but just thinking a lot about people that are starting off that feel like they're doing everything wrong. You're not. It's just homesteading.
Well, and you know, there's always gonna be like a learning curve, and so you need a steep one with a lot of different homesteading things, and so you need to, you know, be patient with yourself. And I mean, we've definitely told you before to start slow and stuff, and that's always good things. But I know it's very easy to want to jump in with both feet. We're totally those people. So if you do jump in with both feet, just know that it's going to be even steeper learning curve, and you do need to be very, you know, just patient with yourself and understanding that, like, you're going to fuck up and things are going to go awry. And hopefully it's not going to be too like detrimental or anything. And it usually isn't, you just, ah, shit, fucked up in the garden. You know what I mean? And so,
And like we said, if you're not like too super off grid, like this depends on your
then what does it really matter?
You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. Like, don't take yourself so seriously.
I mean, like Shauna said earlier, if you're really super off grid, I don't think you're listening to us.
And if you just go to the farmer's market and get a basket and get a bunch of veggies, you can still take a picture and say you fucking grew it. Okay.
And let people tell you didn't. Okay. You know what names to call them.
Who's gonna know?
That's right. We've given you a lot of names tonight that you could call them. You have a list.
You're learning so much from us.
So much.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
So hopefully we helped you.
It was a good episode. I liked it. It was fun. It was good times. Laughter is the key, people.
Yes, absolutely.
Going back to that whole not taking yourself seriously thing. That's very, very true. So don't take yourself seriously. Start slow. If you're not a slow starter, know that there's going to be fuck ups. And that's okay because, it's always, and like I have neighbors that just moved in and they're up on our hill with us. I'm not sure else how to describe that. They're like 5 minutes away. And, they called me over and I don't know what's happening over there. Sorry, child with a phone. They called me over and they're just getting into like goats and they have a little garden going. They have some chickens. They had the chickens, I guess, when they still lived in the Bay Area, but because they didn't have any HOAs or anything like that. So anyways, but I've been helping them out a ton and I'm happy to because I have knowledge and happy to, spread that knowledge and be helpful. And so if you are starting out, there has to be someone very close to you that knows more, just like reach out to people,
Yeah.
Contacts.
And they're very nice, very lovely people.
Oh my gosh, they're so nice. And it's actually like quite odd actually, because usually people that move up near us are they just don't think like I do or act like we do. And
everybody should.
Everybody should. And to find people that do, it's just so refreshing. I'm like, holy crap, that's like weird. Like, it's so strange. So.
Well, and usually people moving from like a city to a country environment, they have different views and expectations on how animals should be or act or how things.
Yeah, like the fucking bitch who moved down the street from me in the Bay Area.
Yeah, they're just like they don't think
my dog should bark, and you're like,
a cow should poop.
What?
Or,
yeah, exactly. You're like,
just things that exist in
planet are you
so
from?
And I'm not to talk but these people, they're literally from the city, very, very nice.
Yeah,
very,
they're freaking great. I just
totally
love them.
Fit right into the homesteading world. So yeah, not to talk trash about city people.
No, I'm not. I just have this one lady that I really hate, and she happens to be from the city.
We all have them.
Neighbors, man.
Yeah.
Hopefully you got some good ones.
Yeah.
Jesus. But anyways, if you have any questions or comments, anything like that, we love to hear from you. You can comment, Facebook, Instagram, reach out to us through email at ourkindofhomesteading@gmail.com. And we love all those emails. It's so awesome hearing from you guys and all the comments on YouTube and stuff. And I try to get to you guys all, and I know last
we haven't been
video I actually failed miserably, I think, returning to comments.
You have. You're doing a horrible job. Do a better job. But
no, the last one I didn't. I responded to them all.
The last one?
Yeah.
But not the last one.
Last one, I sound like my 6-year-old.
But we're gonna do, hopefully the next time we're writing down questions and we're gonna do like a
Q&A. That'll be super fun.
Yeah, so we're doing that.
So send in your questions.
And
we will read
literally
your
about
question.
anything.
Can you not lick me? It's disgusting and weird. Wherever your
Nobody
mouth
can
been.
see her, or like they're gonna like.
They saw her earlier.
What
she
are
was
you
sitting
talking
here.
about? They're gonna think like I'm licking your hand.
Well, since you didn't lean down and lick my hand, I don't think they will. I'm like, stop licking me. You're disgusting.
Well, and some people are only listening. True. They're like, what's Shauna doing? This is the end of our podcast.
This is normal, very normal. No, Shauna's dog, just a licking problem. She just licks her mouth consistently.
She's a Chihuahua.
I have a Chihuahua that does not lick his lips consistently.
She's nervous,
like a psychopath. What?
It's that she has so many rules for other people.
She does. She has a lot of
rules. I don't have rules. Just keep your tongue in your fucking mouth. It's weird. What are you doing?
We're gonna make shirts. Keep your tongue in your fucking mouth. That's gonna be one of our shirts.
You know what? Ironically, they would probably think that was something to do with sex or something. That's what most people would think. No, that's not what I mean.
It's not what
not
she
at
means.
all. Okay. Not at all. Talking about this fucking little dog.
Anyways, yes, please comment, write in, or whatever with your questions.
Well, and send us your questions
We'll do a
because, and
Q&A,
we'll read your
hopefully
name next
time,
time,
yeah.
and you know,
even if we've heard
read
from you
your question.
before and you think that we don't want to hear from you again, we absolutely do.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
No, I don't. No, I love hearing multiple times. I feel like I've gotten to know a lot of you just through like questions and comments through like YouTube and everywhere else. And so that's a really awesome feeling. So, yeah, it's amazing. Definitely keep commenting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But besides that, don't forget to rate and review on
Yes,
Captivate.
please.
That'd be awesome.
Definitely.
But only if you're
Pod
going to give a
chaser.
good review.
Like, I don't know. They said cunt a lot.
We should count how many times. But besides that,
That'll
we
be fun.
will
Yes.
talk to
Committed.
you all next time.
All right. Bye, guys.
Goodbye.